So what we're going to do is go ahead and put on the center stand now. Now you can't see what I'm doing off screen here, but I'm basically getting a little grease to grease up the shaft and the bolt here. Got all lubed up. Fairly generous amount of grease on there. Get the towel down. Center stand here. Greased up the pivot point. Spring in place, ready to go on. I'm going to try to finesse this in place. Hopefully it doesn't fight me too much. Under a little tension here, so I gotta kind of work quickly if I can. There we go. And we're through. Just gonna go ahead and throw on the bolts here and prep up for the next piece. I'll tighten this down, get it tightened to spec, so I don't have to worry about it. Alright you guys, sorry about that. I actually forgot to press record and I put the front forks on, but it's not fully in place yet. Basically mounted up the forks, put in tapered bearings, and put on the front headlight bucket, front fender. Fender had to go on before the tire went on. It actually still needs to be refurbished. Actually it doesn't need a whole lot, just a little bit of polishing on the front, and the brake lining's replaced. Front fender's in place. I think it looks pretty good. Front headlight bucket. The steering tensioner is in place. And the shocks are on, but they're just loosely on there. And eventually these shocks will get replaced because they're pretty pitted. But didn't have any option for that right at the moment. Been looking around for some. Have a couple options that I might end up going with, but we're not sure yet on that. Just about to put the rear fender on, so I'll back you up over here and we'll see about putting that rear fender on. We're just going to do a loose fit up for a couple bolts right now, and then after that we'll get all the bolts in and tighten it down. I think I might tape up this fender just to save the paint here. Just want to put it on the leading edge here going in, and then I'll just pull it off just to kind of protect it. I think that'll cover it. Go. Alright, got that one started. Start the other side here. There's a couple bolts that basically go up on either side here that I need to get in place. I gotta find those bolts yet, so I'll look at that in a minute and find those. Alrighty, so I'll go ahead and bring you back as soon as I get the rest of the bolts put in. And I'm just going to temporarily put it on wheels so I can get the bike on the ground. Alright you guys, here we go. We're going to go ahead and try to put the electrical harness in the CL. Basically got it cleaned up for the most part. It's pretty good. It's pretty soft still. All the connectors are pretty good. These are all the wires for the rear lights and the starter relay and so on. And this harness goes down to the engine. I believe this one around the back side here, down to there. So I'm not 100% sure about the location of the wiring harness here. I think it went that way. I'm going to go ahead and check on that on a couple pictures that I have and just make sure it looks okay.